the Cornermen Radio, live with Barzini and DLG, Image Creation. Shout out to the whole LDBC. Man, let's get into this, man. The Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia pay-per-view showdown supposedly happening November, December. Showtime is looking to do 2 pay-per-view events. I don't know what month they're trying to make this. I think they're going to still try the December because Tyson Fury and Wilder is supposed to happen November 10th or the 17th of November. So, well, what's your take on, what's your thoughts on this matchup, man?
I think it's a lot of people calling each other out, and it sounds all well and good, but does it really happen? They made Spence the mandatory to the winner of Porter and Garcia. Does he want another belt, or does he want to face somebody who he's bigger than, that if he beats, they're not going to give him a lot of recognition for, unfortunately? In my opinion, Garcia should be calling out Lomachenko, or he should be calling out Crawford. I think in terms of the weight, it's great he's trying to move up, but there's another dude at 135 that has a belt and has a huge resume and technically is a closer fight to what your weight is normally at. And it's not a big deal about the weight. It's just, how about you clean out your own division before you try to go up and step into someone else's? So if he wants to try to face Spence, that's all well and good. I think the size and power of Spence might be a bit too much. I think it'll be a good match. Garcia is sound fundamentally. He doesn't make many mistakes, and it would be a good fight. I just don't know if his power is going to carry up to 147. And again, Spence is kind of big for 147. So will his power and size be too much for Garcia? I think it'll be a great match. But again, at 135, cats at 135 he could be facing.
Yeah, man. My thoughts on this fight, I'm going to tell you this, man, DLG. I'm not excited. I'm not looking forward to this fight. It's sad, and it's not even Spence's fault. It's this guy, Mikey. You know, we can all say he got balls and all give him credit and all that. Yes, Mikey is one of the best fighters. Hands down, one of the best fighters. But there's a but. There's a but in it. He's going to move up 2 weight classes. We already saw this friggin' movie over and over in this generation. I don't want to hear about 10 years ago. Let's talk about these new generation of boxers today in this game, man. We had Adrian Broner, 2 weight classes, fighting Madonna. What happened? He got his ass beat the fuck out of and got humped right after the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We seen the KELL BROOK Triple G situation. What happened? This dude didn't even last 6 rounds. We saw
American and Canelo.
American and Canelo. Come on. Do we need to say another one? Like, do we really need to say another one? Like,
it happens, but sometimes there's people, they dare for greatness. It's great that they dare for greatness. If there was nobody else at 135 and nobody else was calling him out and nobody else was willing to face him, sometimes you move up. If he can be at that weight and eventually he's going to go to that weight, sure, test it out. But there's other guys at 135 that you should be facing, that, or somebody that's in, if not even just your weight class, but just one weight class above you. Right now you're a champion at 135. Lomachenko is at 135. You want to be the best of the best? Beat Lomachenko. You don't want to do that? You want to move up? Crawford was just at 140. He just went up to 147. You could face Crawford, but no, he wants to go up to Spence. And those classes, I think they're all about a weight class apart, but they're all on the top possible pound for pound. Lomachenko and Crawford and Spence and eventually Spence and Garcia. Those are all good fights, but I would probably rather see Garcia versus Lomachenko, Garcia versus Crawford, Crawford versus Spence. But if he's willing to go up and they want to make that fight happen, I think Spence has other options at 147. Thurman eventually is going to come back. The winner of Garcia and Porter. There's a few other good fights at 147.
I can't respect this fight, man. We just saw Rigondeaux and Loma, 2 weight classes. Rigondeaux was the most feared fighter, pound for pound fighter. And what the fuck happened to him after the Lomachenko fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, this man, then Lomachenko made him look like he don't belong in boxing. You know what I mean? Like, his career, now a lot of people are going to look at Rigondeaux a little different, even though I have so much respect for Rigondeaux. But let's be honest, man, Lomachenko made him a mockery. You know what I'm saying?
And if Rigondeaux comes back and he fights and beats everybody in his normal weight class, eventually it'll be forgotten. It's still fresh because he hasn't come back. He hasn't done anything. Okay. It's fresh after it happens. You take a chance. You dare for greatness. If you shoot for the stars, it is what it is. If you don't shoot for the stars, you stuck where you're at. It is what it is. I don't blame them. They're both Olympic champions. They're boxers. Sometimes you think your boxing skills, you can deal with the difference in weight. You can deal with the difference in power. Avoid getting hit. Sometimes it's too much, but you'll never know unless you try. So if you do happen to succeed, you're going down in history. So I don't blame them. But again, there's other people in your weight class. There's other people just above your weight class.
Lomachenko. My thing with everybody is people getting mad at what Bob Arum's saying. They saying Robert Garcia talking to top-ranked people and saying they don't want Lomachenko to fight that. That's, for me, I hate middlemen, and I hear people whispering in people's ear. First of all, try to make a fight with his team, and if they say no, then that's it. You know what I mean? But if you don't try to negotiate a fight, I don't want to hear about, some of the people are top ranked. No, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care about that. You make a fight with Lomachenko, and if somebody back out, then we can have something to blame. We got somebody say, he didn't want that smoke. I just think Mikey's scared, man. He's scared. He's scared of that white boy, man. That white boy, high-tech.
My opinion on it was after I think Lomachenko made won some, I forget who he beat in the fight, and he said, who's next or whatever. And Garcia tweeted that picture of Doc Holliday. He's like, I'm here, Huckleberry. So he made that comment, and then afterwards he was like, for Lomachenko to get a belt at 135, and then they'll talk. He said for him to get a belt. He got a belt. What's the excuse now? At first he was willing to fight him. You made it seem like he was willing to fight, and then you came out and get a belt. And the same thing with Crawford. They're like, get a belt, and then I'll face you. He got a belt now. Now he has a belt. Where's Spence and Crawford? Where's Thurman and Crawford? You know? Pacquiao and Crawford. He has a belt now. They go on Twitter. They go on Instagram. They call each other out. They say they wanted to fight, and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen. Who's to blame? One person says one thing. Somebody says something else. It's hard to believe what you see. It's hard to believe what you read because you see them saying, I want this fight. Let's make it happen. It doesn't get done. But then you have an instance of Linares and Lomachenko. Linares said straight up to his promoters, make this fight. I don't care. What happened? The fight got made.
Right.
When the fight, at some point, the fights get made. So.
Right. That's my thing is at least try. And then we can hop off a new train. It's like this dude, Mikey, keeps bringing up, Bob ain't going to let it happen. Or Bob going to. Yo, I'm tired of you using Bob as a scapegoat. Are you not trying to make a fight with Lomachenko? You got his manager saying they love to fight you. You got Lomachenko. When has Lomachenko ever not go on his word? He said he wants to fight you. I don't like hearing excuses. That's my bottom line thing. He needs to fight Lomachenko. Don't come back down to 135 after you lose, because we don't want to see that shit again. Because you're not gonna have the belts. You're not going to have the belts anymore. Richard Kami is the IBF mandatory. Don't come back to 135 thinking you need a Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. We don't want to hear, nah. We ain't, nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Don't come back down to 135 talking about you want a Lomachenko fight. But the next fight I wanted to talk about, man, is on the co-main event. They saying, because Richard Schaefer promotes Mikey and Leo Santa Cruz, they say on that pay-per-view card that Gary Russell and Leo Santa Cruz might be the co-main event of this card. Now, I don't know how true it is. I just don't know, man. I don't know how true this is, but this will be now. You know I don't like the Mikey idea of fighting Spence, but the Gary and Leo Santa Cruz, that's a fight that, man, I have to, like, I don't want to pay no money to watch no pay-per-view, but that Gary Russell and Santa Cruz, I can't miss that one, man. I can't. I've been talking about that fight for years. They're the two best featherweights in their division. Number one, number two, man. Unification. They are really. That's truly a pound for pound fight, man. I think Leo Santa Cruz kind of owes us, and I mean what I mean by us, the brothers, a fight. He owe us one. Nah, he ain't fight. He ducked Rigondeaux for so many years. Didn't fight this black Cuban fighter, unified champion. He had, Rigondeaux had 2 belts. Leo had 1 belt at 122 at super bantamweight, and they never made that fight. You know what I'm saying? So I really, Leo owes us one, man. He got to fight a black prime fighter. And I don't want to make it a race thing. I'm just saying is, you duck the black boxer at 122 who was the number 1 super bantamweight fighter. You can't come duck the number 1, number 2 fighter, Gary Russell, and not fight him and move up and try to fight your little unification with your Mexican brothers and with your Carl Framptons, your white guys and all that. No, you need to fight a black prime skill fighter like Gary Russell. He owes one, and I have to make it known. And the funny thing is, I think Leo can beat Gary Russell, and you know what I'm saying? It's not even like I like Leo. Like, I'm a fan of Leo. I'm not a fan. You know what I mean? I just want to see. I know Leo's one of the best featherweights. He is either the number 1 or number 2 fighter at featherweight, and Gary's either the number 1 or number 2. You know what I'm saying? This is a must. This cannot. Gary already beat you in the amateurs, so you need to revenge that loss, and I think you can beat him. And I want Gary Russell to win. I want him to win. But I don't know if he's going to win. You know what I'm saying? That much punches, I don't know, man. But what's your take on this fight?
I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's definitely something that they should do. They're both champs. Don't see why it don't happen. I didn't understand why he needed to face ABNER for a second time to get the exact same result that I pretty much knew was going to happen from the beginning. So I found that pointless. He could have fought somebody else and unified. Santa Cruz is good. I'm not sold 100%. I'm someone who believes in someone being a man of their word. And again, when people say something, so initially he fought Frampton. Frampton came to the U.S., so pretty much he was fighting in the hometown, not the hometown, but just, the home country of Santa Cruz. He had home field advantage, and he lost. And Frampton said, I'll give you a rematch. And they wanted to do the rematch. Technically, Frampton should have been able to get his rematch in Ireland, but they didn't want that to happen. Frampton was like, you know what? I'll concede. We'll fight again in the U.S. Not only to fight again in the U.S., on the West Coast. And the whole thing was, if you win, the rematch will be in Ireland. Santa Cruz Santa Cruz won. They weren't willing to go to Ireland. There's no third fight. You said you were willing to do it, and then all of a sudden they decided not to. So it's like, are you a man of your word or are you not? So that's one thing I'm big on. It's your word. So it is what it is. At this point, if he fights Russell, I think it's 50-50. I would probably favor Russell. But again, my only thing was I would feel bad for the man who has to count the punches in that fight, because there's going to be a lot of punches thrown.
Word. You know what I mean? Leo with his 1,000 punches each fight. Gary with his super fast hands. And Gary got some pop under those punches, man. So it's a good fight.
It's speed. Santa Cruz is volume. Santa Cruz has height. He has reach. So Russell just got to be able to get inside and use the speed, and we'll see what happens. I think it's a great fight, and hopefully it happens.
Yeah. You know, the one thing about Gary Russell, I wonder why he's such a talented fighter that he doesn't use his legs. He can make fights really easy and stick and move, and these guys can't even land a punch on him. And that's why I don't favor him in that matchup, because I feel like Leo Volume is going to make the judges score for him. They already got Leo as the star of the division. They already got Leo. He's been $1 million fighter for how many years? This man has been getting $1 million. It's the first 122 fighter I've ever seen, and I don't know in the history books, but known for getting $1 million in boxing. I don't know, and even Gary gets millions too, but Santa Cruz been getting paydays for a long time. So I'm impressed by that, and I just feel like the judges is going to be in Leo Santa Cruz favor. This fight might be at the Staples Center or the STUB Hub. You know what I mean? Because it's 2 Californian fighters is going to be on this card. You got Santa Cruz. You got Mikey. You know what I mean? We know Errol Spence is already the big boy and thing. And Mikey going to be like, at least I'm moving up 2 weight classes. At least Spence can fight me at his hometown. And I'm sure Spence don't mind that. But at the end of the day you know what somebody said? If Mikey lasted 12 rounds, would respect Mikey for that. Let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this straight up. I ain't gonna respect it. You didn't win the fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you last 12 rounds in Spence. I don't care if Spence don't drop you. If you ain't winning that fight, you should have never took the fight. You know what I mean? Nobody told you to go to 147. So when you lose, I'm not gonna pat you on the back. Oh, good job, man. You shoot for greatness, and you deserve a pat on your back. You fought the most fair fighter. Guys didn't want to fight Spence. That's not true. You got Crawford wants to fight Spence right now. You know what I'm saying? I see Crawford wants Spence more than ever. That's who Spence needs to be fighting. He needs to be fighting Crawford, and Mikey should be fighting Loma. And that's the bottom line. I don't want to see this. This is just pointless. This is not going to benefit nothing for Spence. Just the name. All he's going to get is a name. Mikey is not going to win. People, stop being delusional. Stop taking pills. Stop drinking. Stop smoking. Because you know damn well Mikey ain't winning it. You know what I mean? I'm not supporting it. I know the brothers from the LDB supporting it because of Spence. They're not supporting it because of Mikey. They're supporting it because of Spence. And nope, I'm not supporting it. Nope. Gary Russell and Leo Santa Cruz fight, man. Damn, man, they got me. You know, it's like that. Damn, I'm trying to say, screw you and not pay for this shit. But if Gary and Leo is on this shit, I have to pay for this shit, man. I can't miss that one. I can't miss that one, man. Yeah, is there anything else you wanted to say on this matchup or this card?
No, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I don't know how realistic it's going to be. Spence has a lot of options, so there's a lot of fantasy matchups being spoken about. If they come to fruition, we shall see.